This video is going to explain how to find inflection points on a graph. So let's suppose we have a graph. So here's a nice graph. This is the function f of t, independent variable t, and we're asked to find what are the inflection points. Well, remember, inflection points are places where the concavity changes. So it's a good idea to remember what concavity is. So for concavity, we have concave up, where the graph is turning up, or concave down, where the graph is turning down. So in order to figure out where the concavity changes, we need to figure out what the concavity is, and where it's concave up, and where it's concave down. So let's start from left to right. We start on the left-hand side. We look at this function. Looks like this function is concave up, so we're turning upwards. Now at some point, and that's the inflection point, we start to turn downwards. So you can see along here, make it in red, I'm turning downwards. Whereas before, up until the red part, I was turning upwards. Okay. Now the change is where the inflection point is. And that change looks like it's about right here. So what you have to imagine is you sort of turn your screen sideways and you're a race car that's racing down this road and you're turning left. You keep turning left, that means you're concave up. And eventually you turn your race car to the right. And your race car we're traveling from left to right. And as we turn to the right here, we're going concave down. And then we continue along our highway. Our highway takes a turn to the left. That means we're concave up until we get to, well, we keep turning until we get to about right here where we start turning to the right. So this red is indicating we're turning to the right. We keep turning right as we move down the road until maybe about right here where we start turning left again. And so we're along this red segment of the road, we're concave down. We're turning down, or if you like, we're turning to the right as we go along this particular road from left to right. And then we start turning up again, turning to the left until maybe somewhere around here where we have a new turn in the road and the road turns to the right. So the white here is turning to the left or concave up. We have an inflection point at this green point here. That's where the concavity changes, where we change the direction into which we're turning. We're no longer turning up, we're turning down, concave down. Then we have another inflection point where now we're turning up. We have an inflection point here because now we're going to turn down. Then we start turning up again. Then we turn down. So these green points are the places where we change the direction in which we're turning. In the white, along the white intervals, we're turning up. Along the red intervals, we're turning down. So these, in fact, are the inflection points. These are the places where we change the direction in which we're turning. So in this case, it looks like there are altogether 5 inflection points. Those are the places where the concavity changes.